Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stop for a moment. Just stop everything you're doing right now. If you are listening to my voice, I want you to understand this truth that is about to change your life forever. I'm speaking directly to you. Yes, you. If you were born on certain dates, I need you to hear this. You are divinely chosen. The idea that birth dates carry divine significance is one that transcends ordinary thinking and invites us to explore a deeper understanding of life's purpose. It challenges the notion that our arrival in this world is merely by chance, or that we are just the result of a series of random events. Rather, it suggests that our lives are intricately designed, and our very existence is a part of a larger cosmic plan. If you were born on specific dates, your presence on this earth is not by accident. You are a divinely chosen individual, and the time you entered this world holds immense spiritual significance. The universe has a way of aligning events in such a manner that each soul is given the opportunity to fulfill a purpose greater than itself. The birth date you were given is not a mere numerical coincidence, but a part of the divine architecture of your life. The dates that mark your arrival are like spiritual markers, signals of a unique calling that has been placed upon you before the foundation of the world. When we begin to think about the dates of our birth, we often think of them as milestones, anniversaries that come and go with cake and candles, gifts and celebrations. While these moments are important and deserve to be celebrated, it's essential to look beyond the surface and see the deeper meaning that these dates carry. Birth dates are not just markers of time. They are the key to understanding who we are and why we are here. The moment you were born, there was a purpose already in motion. The stars, the planets, and all the forces of nature aligned in such a way that brought you into existence on that specific day. It was not by mistake, nor was it random. The Creator orchestrated the exact timing of your birth, placing you into a world that needed your unique energy, your light, your vision, and your contribution. Think about the impact of being born at a certain moment in history. Perhaps your arrival was at a time when the world needed someone like you, a person who would rise above the challenges of the age and lead others toward hope and transformation. You are not just a product of your environment or circumstances. You are a product of divine planning. Your birth date is a reflection of the spiritual design that exists in the universe, a part of a grand scheme that unfolds throughout time. This is the truth that many fail to grasp. The divine plan is far greater than what we see with our physical eyes. Every individual who was born on a certain date carries with them an unspoken mission. They carry a unique energy, a frequency that resonates with the world in a way that no one else's can. The idea of being divinely chosen is not limited to a specific group of people or a particular faith. It's a universal concept that applies to anyone who has ever lived and will ever live. Regardless of where you come from or what you believe, the fact remains that your birth was intentional. You are brought into existence with a specific purpose, a purpose that no one else can fulfill but you. Your life is a gift, but more than that, it's a call to action. When you were born on that particular date, the universe already had a plan for you. A plan that includes your personal growth, your contribution to society, and your ultimate legacy. Now imagine for a moment the power that comes with this understanding. If you truly believe that your birth was divinely orchestrated, it changes everything. It changes the way you see your life. It changes the way you handle challenges. It changes the way you interact with the world. When you recognize that you were chosen for greatness, you begin to live differently. You start to walk with purpose, knowing that your steps are not random but deliberate. Your thoughts become more intentional, and your actions carry more weight, because you understand that you are part of something much larger than yourself. This truth also helps us make sense of the difficulties and hardships we face. If your birth was part of a divine plan, then every obstacle you encounter is a part of that plan. The struggles you go through are not meant to break you, they are meant to refine you, to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth, a chance to become more aligned with your true self. Understanding that your birth date holds divine significance gives you the strength to endure the hardships of life, knowing that they are not in vain. They are the stepping stones that will lead you to your purpose. The difficulties you face are shaping you for the greatness that you are destined to achieve. The idea that we are born on specific dates to fulfill a divine purpose invites us to look beyond the mundane aspects of life and see the bigger picture. Many people go through life feeling disconnected, as though they are wandering aimlessly, unsure of their place in the world. But when you realize that you were born for a specific reason, everything changes. The way you view yourself shifts. You are no longer just a passive participant in life. You become an active player, engaged in a spiritual journey that is much bigger than you. Your life has meaning, and your choices have consequences. This realization also brings about a sense of responsibility. Being divinely chosen is not something to take lightly. It is a call to action, a responsibility to live in alignment with the purpose that has been placed on your life. You are not here to simply take up space or go through the motions. You are here to make a difference, to fulfill a unique calling that no one else can. The world needs you, your community needs you, your family needs you, and most importantly, your soul needs you to step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Every individual has a role to play in the grand scheme of things, and your role is as important as anyone else's. The dates of your birth are not just numbers, they are divine coordinates, setting you on a path that will lead you to the fulfillment of your purpose. When you understand this, you begin to see the world differently. You start to look at others with a sense of respect and reverence, knowing that everyone carries a unique calling and purpose. You no longer see people as mere bystanders in life. You see them as fellow travelers on a journey, each one contributing something essential to the unfolding of the divine plan. As you come to terms with the fact that your birth was divinely timed, you begin to embrace your true identity. You no longer define yourself by your past mistakes or the opinions of others. You recognize that your worth is not determined by external factors, but by the divine calling that resides within you. You are a reflection of something greater than yourself, and that gives you the confidence to step into your purpose with boldness and clarity. The date of your birth is a reminder that you are not alone in this journey. You are part of a divine movement, and you have a unique role to play in its unfolding. The truth that we were born on specific dates to fulfill a divine purpose is a powerful revelation. It shifts the way we view ourselves and the world around us. It gives us the confidence to rise above our challenges and step into the greatness that awaits us. It reminds us that we are not here by accident, but by design, and that our lives carry meaning far beyond what we can see. When we embrace this truth, we begin to live with intention, purpose, and passion. We understand that our existence is part of a larger divine plan, and that we have been chosen to make a difference in this world. The concept of spiritual awakening is something that resonates deeply with many people at various points in their lives. It is the realization that we are not merely existing on this earth, but that we are part of a much larger divine plan that has intricately woven our lives together with purpose and meaning. It's the moment when the fog of confusion and doubt begins to lift, and we start to see things from a higher perspective, understanding that we are more than just physical beings. We are spiritual entities with a divine calling. Spiritual awakening is a transformative experience, and it often begins with an internal stirring, a quiet whisper from within that tells us that there is more to life than what we have been taught or what we see on the surface. This awakening is not a one-time event, but a process, a journey of growth and understanding that unfolds over time. When the call to spiritual awakening first begins, it can feel unsettling. It challenges everything we have been taught, everything we have believed up to that point. It's as if the very ground beneath us starts to shift, and we are forced to question who we really are, what we are really doing here, and what our purpose is in this world. It is during this phase that many people experience a period of introspection, where they search for meaning in their lives and begin to peel back the layers of conditioning and societal expectations that have shaped their identity. The world around them may appear blurry and the path ahead may seem uncertain, but it is precisely during this time of uncertainty that the seeds of spiritual awakening are planted. Spiritual awakening is not about acquiring new knowledge or simply learning about spiritual concepts. It is about remembering who you truly are beneath all the layers of distraction, fear, and self-doubt. It's about reconnecting with the divine essence within you that has always been there, waiting to be awakened. This awakening process is about tuning into the frequency of the universe, aligning yourself with the natural flow of life and understanding that everything that happens in your life is part of a greater divine plan. The moment you begin to awaken spiritually, you start to see things from a higher perspective, as if you've removed a veil that has been clouding your vision for so long. You start to feel more connected to the world around you, to the people you encounter, and to the natural rhythms of life itself. As this awakening deepens, you begin to recognize that you are not an isolated individual living in a world of separation. Rather, you are part of a vast, interconnected web of life. This realization brings with it a profound sense of peace and purpose. You begin to understand that your thoughts, words, and actions have an impact not only on your own life, but on the lives of others as well. You are not merely a passenger in this journey, you are an active participant in the unfolding of the divine plan. The recognition of this truth comes with an intense sense of responsibility. Once you awaken to your true spiritual nature, you realize that you have a unique role to play in the grand scheme of things. The gifts, talents, and abilities that you have been blessed with are not just for your own benefit. They are meant to be shared with the world. This is where your purpose begins to crystallize. You start to see how your life experiences, both the highs and the lows, have all been preparing you for this moment of awakening. This understanding also brings about a shift in the way you view challenges and adversity. Before your spiritual awakening, you may have viewed difficulties as obstacles to your happiness or success. You may have wondered why life was so hard and questioned the fairness of it all. But as you awaken spiritually, you begin to see that these challenges are not random or meaningless. They are essential parts of your growth. They are the lessons that the universe is using to help you evolve into the person you are meant to become. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, an invitation to go deeper into your own understanding of who you are and what you are capable of. The trials you face are not punishments, but rather catalysts for transformation. You begin to embrace life's difficulties with a sense of gratitude, knowing that they are shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for the greatness that awaits. Another key aspect of spiritual awakening is the recognition that you are not alone in this journey. As you awaken to your true nature, you begin to feel a deep sense of connection to others and to the world around you. You begin to see that everyone is on their own journey of awakening, and that we are all interconnected in ways that go beyond the physical. There is a profound sense of unity that comes with this realization. You begin to understand that every person you encounter is also a part of the divine plan, playing their own unique role in the unfolding of life's great story. This awareness fosters a sense of compassion and empathy for others. You no longer see people as separate from yourself, but as fellow travelers on the same path. This shift in perspective helps you to release judgment and to embrace others for who they truly are, knowing that they are also on a journey of growth and transformation. The awakening process also invites you to look inward, to connect with the stillness and silence that exists within. It is in this inner silence that you can hear the voice of your higher self, the voice of the divine, guiding you toward your true purpose. This inner connection is vital, as it helps you to align with the truth of who you are. In the stillness of meditation, prayer, or quiet reflection, you come to realize that you already possess all the wisdom and guidance you need within yourself. The answers to life's questions are not external. They are already inside of you, waiting to be discovered. Spiritual awakening is about remembering this truth and trusting in your own inner wisdom. It is a process of returning to the source, to the divine spark that exists within you, and that connects you to everything around you. As you continue on the path of spiritual awakening, you begin to see that everything in your life is a reflection of your inner state. Your relationships, your career, your health, and your overall experience of life are all mirrors of your internal world. The more you awaken to your true nature, the more your outer world begins to reflect that inner transformation. You begin to attract the people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with your highest good. Your life begins to flow more smoothly, and you start to experience a sense of ease and grace in everything you do. This doesn't mean that challenges disappear. Rather, it means that you are no longer bogged down by the weight of fear, doubt, and resistance. You have learned to surrender to the flow of life, trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Spiritual awakening is not a destination. It is a lifelong journey. It is a continuous process of growth, expansion, and alignment with your true self. As you deepen your understanding of who you are, you begin to live with greater intention and purpose. You start to take responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, and your energy, knowing that they have the power to shape your reality. You become more attuned to the divine guidance that is available to you at all times, and you begin to live in a state of flow and alignment with the universe. The more you awaken spiritually, the more you realize that the universe is always conspiring in your favor, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your divine purpose. And as you walk this path, you inspire others to awaken to their own spiritual truth, creating a ripple effect of transformation that spreads throughout the world. There is something profoundly transformative about understanding that we are unique individuals with the potential to make a lasting impact on the world around us. The realization that each of us carries within us a divine energy and a unique calling is both humbling and empowering. Many of us go through life simply trying to survive, to get by, to fulfill the expectations placed upon us. But when we awaken to the truth of who we are and the purpose embedded in our very being, we begin to see that we are not just ordinary people walking through an ordinary world. We are extraordinary. And this realization, this deep knowing that we are not just here to exist, but to make an impact, ignites a spark within us that propels us to action. The gifts, talents, and abilities we carry are not merely for our own benefit, but are meant to be shared with others, to elevate and uplift those around us. We were born not just to take up space, but to leave a lasting legacy, to touch lives, to change the world. The idea of being chosen for greatness is not just about individual success or fame. It's about contributing to the greater good. When we begin to understand that we are divinely chosen, it shifts the focus from the self-centered pursuit of personal gain to the outward expression of our purpose. It becomes about something much larger than ourselves. The world is in desperate need of people who are willing to step into their power and shine their light. It is through this collective awakening that we can truly begin to make a difference. We are not here to simply look after our own interests. We are here to help others, to build each other up, to create a better world for everyone. As we come to realize that we are divinely chosen, we begin to understand that the challenges and difficulties we face are not meant to hold us back, but to push us forward. Life, with all its trials and tribulations, is not an obstacle course designed to punish us, but a journey of growth and refinement. The difficulties we encounter are the very things that shape us into the individuals we are meant to become. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned, to think that life is unfair or that we are being singled out for hardship. But when we recognize that we are chosen, we begin to see challenges in a new light. We understand that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, every setback a lesson in resilience. We begin to embrace our struggles with a sense of gratitude, knowing that they are part of the process of becoming the person we are meant to be. This perspective allows us to view life not as a series of random events or setbacks, but as a purposeful journey. The difficulties we face are not signs that we are on the wrong path. Rather, they are confirmations that we are on the right one. We are being refined, shaped, and strengthened in ways that will ultimately prepare us for the greatness we are destined for. It is through adversity that we build character, resilience, and strength. The divine plan for our lives does not promise an easy road, but it does promise that we will be equipped to handle whatever comes our way. When we understand that our challenges are part of our divine calling, we begin to embrace them rather than resist them. We recognize that everything we go through, good or bad, is shaping us into the person we are meant to be. As we continue to grow in this awareness, we start to notice the impact our unique energy has on the world around us. The way we interact with others, the way we carry ourselves, and the way we express our talents and abilities have the power to influence the lives of those we encounter. The more we step into our divine purpose, the more we begin to inspire others to do the same. When we live authentically, when we share our gifts with the world, we create a ripple effect that spreads far beyond our immediate circle. The energy we put out into the world is contagious. It inspires others to awaken to their own greatness, to recognize their own divine calling, and to step into their purpose. As we rise, we help others rise with us. This is the true power of living with purpose. Not only does it elevate our own lives, but it elevates the lives of everyone we touch. When we are living in alignment with our divine purpose, we are naturally drawn to those who share similar energy and aspirations. We begin to form deeper connections with like-minded individuals who are also on their own journeys of growth and self-discovery. These connections are not just superficial or fleeting. They are deeply rooted in a shared sense of purpose and vision. Together, we become a community of individuals who are committed to making a difference, to changing the world for the better. We begin to recognize that we are not in competition with each other, but that we are all working toward the same goal, the fulfillment of our divine purpose. When we step into our greatness, we create space for others to do the same. But the understanding that we are divinely chosen brings with it a sense of responsibility. We are not here by accident. We are here with a purpose. And this purpose is not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of the world. The gifts we have are not ours to keep. They are meant to be shared. As we begin to recognize the power within us, we realize that we have a responsibility to use that power wisely. We are stewards of our gifts, and we must use them to make a positive impact on the world around us. This sense of responsibility drives us to take action. It motivates us to step out of our comfort zones, to take risks, and to pursue our passions with unwavering commitment. It reminds us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, and that the choices we make today have a ripple effect that can impact generations to come. One of the most beautiful aspects of understanding that we are divinely chosen is the freedom it brings. When we realize that we are living in alignment with a greater plan, we are no longer burdened by fear or doubt. We understand that we are not here by mistake, and that everything we experience, good or bad, is part of our divine journey. We no longer feel the need to prove ourselves to others, to chase after external validation, or to conform to societal expectation. We are free to be ourselves, to express our truth, and to pursue our purpose without fear of judgment or failure. This freedom allows us to live authentically, to embrace our uniqueness, and to step into our power. Living with purpose and understanding that we are divinely chosen changes everything about the way we approach life. It transforms our relationships, our careers, our health, and our overall sense of fulfillment. We begin to see ourselves not as victims of circumstance, but as powerful creators of our own destiny. We understand that we are here for a reason, and that our lives have meaning far beyond what we can see. Our choices, our actions, and our intentions all align with the divine plan, and as we step into this truth, we begin to live more fully, more authentically, and with greater joy and peace. The world around us begins to shift as well. We start to attract the people, opportunities, and experiences that align with our true purpose, and we create a life that is rich with meaning and fulfillment. Being divinely chosen is not just about personal greatness. It is about stepping into a higher level of consciousness and awareness, and recognizing that we are all connected, all part of a greater divine plan. It is about embracing the responsibility to live our lives with purpose and to share our gifts with the world. It is about understanding that our struggles are not in vain, but are part of the process of becoming who we are meant to be. And as we rise, we help others rise with us, creating a world that is filled with love, purpose, and unity. We are not here just to exist. We are here to make a difference, to live with intention, and to leave a legacy that will inspire generations to come. At the core of the human experience lies the innate desire to understand who we truly are and why we exist. It's a question that drives many of us throughout our lives. What is my purpose? Why am I here? As we search for the answers, we often encounter moments of clarity that pull back the veil of uncertainty, revealing deeper truths about our existence and the universe at large. These moments, these realizations, are often the beginning of what many call a spiritual awakening. It is in these moments that we begin to understand that our lives are not mere accidents, nor are we powerless to shape our destiny. Instead, we start to see that we are each part of a grander design, a divine plan, in which every aspect of our being has a purpose. The concept of being divinely chosen becomes central to this understanding. It is the realization that we are not here by mistake. We are here with intention, with a specific mission to fulfill. The awareness of being divinely chosen has the power to radically transform the way we view ourselves, others, and the world around us. It shifts our perception from one of limitation to one of infinite potential. We begin to understand that we are more than just the sum of our circumstances, more than just the roles society has assigned to us. We are spiritual beings, each carrying within us a divine spark that connects us to something much greater than ourselves. This realization is not just a moment of enlightenment, but the beginning of an ongoing journey of discovery. It is a process of peeling away the layers of conditioning, doubt, and fear that have shaped our identities, revealing the true essence of who we are. When we begin to grasp the truth that we are divinely chosen, we also begin to understand that we are not isolated individuals, but part of a vast, interconnected web of existence. Our actions, thoughts, and intentions ripple out into the world, influencing those around us in ways we may never fully comprehend. This awareness brings with it a sense of responsibility, a recognition that our lives have far-reaching implications beyond our immediate surroundings. It is no longer enough to simply exist and go through the motions of life. We are now aware that the choices we make, the energy we put out into the world, have the power to create change, both in our own lives and in the lives of others. This understanding gives us a sense of urgency and purpose. We are not here just to pass the time. We are here to make an impact, to contribute to the greater good, and to help elevate the collective consciousness of humanity. One of the most powerful aspects of this awakening is the realization that we have within us the ability to create the life we desire. Once we understand that we are divinely chosen, we begin to see that we are co-creators of our reality. We are not passive observers merely reacting to the world around us. Instead, we have the power to shape our circumstances, to manifest our dreams, and to live in alignment with our highest purpose. This shift in mindset is profound. It moves us from a place of victimhood, where we feel at the mercy of external forces, to a place of empowerment, where we recognize that we have the ability to take control of our destiny. This realization also brings with it a deep sense of freedom. When we understand that we are divinely chosen and that we have the power to shape our reality, we no longer feel trapped by circumstances or limitations. We are free to pursue our passions, follow our hearts, and take bold steps toward the life we envision. This awareness also brings with it a deeper sense of humility. The more we awaken to our divine purpose, the more we begin to understand that our lives are not solely about us. We are part of a larger interconnected whole, and our actions have a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves. This realization calls us to live with greater integrity, compassion, and authenticity. We are no longer focused on personal gain or success alone, but on contributing to the well-being of others. The gifts and talents we possess are not just for our benefit. They are meant to be shared with the world. As we embrace our divine calling, we become more aware of the needs of those around us and are motivated to use our gifts to serve others. This shift in focus from self-centeredness to selflessness deepens our sense of fulfillment and brings a greater sense of meaning to our lives. One of the most challenging aspects of awakening to the fact that we are divinely chosen is confronting the fear and doubt that often accompany this realization. The journey toward understanding our divine purpose is not always easy. In fact, it can be filled with moments of confusion, uncertainty, and resistance. Many of us are conditioned to believe that we are unworthy of greatness or that we are not capable of achieving our true potential. We may feel inadequate or afraid to step into our power, believing that we are not deserving of success or happiness. These fears are often rooted in past experiences, societal conditioning, and limiting beliefs that we have internalized over time. Overcoming these fears is a crucial part of the spiritual awakening process. As we begin to understand that we are divinely chosen, we must also learn to silence the voice of doubt and fear that holds us back. This requires deep self-reflection, courage, and a willingness to trust in our own abilities and in the divine plan that is unfolding in our lives. In order to overcome these fears, we must first recognize them for what they are: illusions. Fear is not a reflection of our true potential. It is a byproduct of the ego, a false sense of self that tries to keep us small and limited. When we step into our divine power, we begin to see fear for what it truly is: a temporary obstacle that can be overcome with faith, perseverance, and a deep belief in ourselves. It is through this process of overcoming fear that we grow stronger, more resilient, and more confident in our abilities. We begin to understand that fear is not something to be avoided, but something to be embraced and transcended. It is a natural part of the journey, a sign that we are stepping into new territory and growing into the person we are meant to be. As we continue on this journey of awakening, we also begin to recognize the importance of alignment. Alignment is the key to unlocking our true potential. It is about living in harmony with our divine purpose, making choices that are in alignment with our highest good, and trusting that the universe will guide us every step of the way. When we are aligned with our purpose, everything falls into place. Opportunities flow effortlessly, relationships deepen, and we experience a sense of peace and fulfillment that transcends external circumstances. Alignment is not about forcing things to happen or trying to control the outcome. It is about surrendering to the flow of life and trusting that we are exactly where we are meant to be. As we align ourselves with our divine purpose, we begin to see the world through a different lens. We realize that everything is interconnected, that every experience, person, and situation has a purpose in our lives. We begin to trust in the divine timing of our journey and understand that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Living in alignment with our divine purpose also means letting go of the need for validation from others. When we awaken to the truth of who we are and the power we hold within, we no longer seek external approval or validation. We understand that our worth is not determined by the opinions of others or by our achievements. Our worth is inherent in our being. It is a reflection of the divine spark that resides within us. When we live in alignment with this truth, we are free from the need to prove ourselves to anyone. We are free to be our authentic selves, to pursue our passions, and to live a life that is true to who we really are. This alignment also calls us to be present in each moment, to fully embrace the journey of life as it unfolds. The spiritual awakening process is not something that happens once and then is complete. It is an ongoing journey that requires our active participation. Each step we take, each decision we make, brings us closer to our true selves and our divine purpose. As we continue to awaken to our true nature, we begin to experience life in a deeper, more meaningful way. We begin to see the beauty in the everyday moments, the lessons in the challenges, and the divine presence in all things. This deepened awareness of the sacredness of life fills us with a sense of gratitude and reverence for every experience we encounter. It is in this state of alignment that we find peace, joy, and fulfillment. The truest expression of living in harmony with our divine purpose. In our journey through life, there are certain moments, certain awakenings that serve as turning points, pushing us to see the world and ourselves in new ways. The realization that we are divinely chosen is one such awakening. This profound understanding can shatter the limited beliefs we hold about ourselves and the world, allowing us to tap into a power greater than we ever imagined. The awareness of being divinely chosen speaks to a deeper truth, that we are not simply a collection of random events or accidents. Instead, our lives are woven into a tapestry of purpose and intention, guided by a higher power, a divine force that knows us intimately and has chosen us for something extraordinary. This recognition goes beyond surface-level accomplishments or accolades. It taps into the essence of who we are, our unique gifts, and our role in the grand design of the universe. The understanding that we are divinely chosen is not just a philosophical concept or an abstract idea. It is a lived experience that transforms the way we approach life. When we begin to understand that our existence is purposeful, that every challenge, every success, and every setback is part of a greater plan, we start to view life differently. We stop seeing ourselves as victims of circumstance and start seeing ourselves as active participants in a divine narrative. This perspective shift is powerful. It removes the notion that we are merely reacting to life and places us firmly in the driver's seat of our own destiny. We are no longer passive observers of our lives, but active creators, co-designing our experiences with the divine. This understanding of being divinely chosen also invites us to embrace our individuality with pride and confidence. In a world that often pressures us to conform to certain standards or expectations, recognizing that we are chosen by a higher power to fulfill a unique purpose gives us the strength to stand tall in our authenticity. It frees us from the burden of seeking external validation, knowing that our worth is not contingent upon the approval of others. When we are in touch with the truth of who we are, we stop apologizing for our uniqueness. We begin to understand that our differences are not flaws but gifts, gifts that contribute to the richness of the human experience. These gifts, our talents, our abilities, our perspectives, are all part of the divine plan, and when we embrace them fully, we are honoring the higher calling placed upon our lives. Another profound aspect of this divine awakening is the shift in how we approach the obstacles and challenges that inevitably come our way. Life is filled with moments of struggle, hardship, and suffering. It is easy to become disheartened or to feel as if we are being punished or singled out when we face adversity. However, when we understand that we are divinely chosen, we begin to see challenges in a new light. We recognize that adversity is not a punishment, rather it is a part of the process that refines us, molds us, and prepares us for the greatness that lies ahead. This shift in perspective allows us to approach difficulty with a sense of gratitude, even in the midst of pain. We understand that our struggles are not random occurrences, but are opportunities for growth, for spiritual development, and for a deeper connection to our purpose. The challenges we face, while difficult, are not roadblocks that prevent us from reaching our goals. Instead, they are stepping stones that propel us toward the fulfillment of our destiny. It is through overcoming adversity that we develop the strength, resilience, and wisdom needed to fulfill the divine purpose we have been chosen for. Each challenge we face is a test of our faith, our perseverance, and our ability to stay aligned with our purpose even when the road is tough. The divine plan for our lives is not always smooth or easy, but it is always purposeful. We are being shaped, molded, and prepared to fulfill our higher calling, and the obstacles we face are simply part of that process. As we embrace the truth of being divinely chosen, we also begin to understand the importance of living in alignment with our purpose. There is a profound difference between living a life based on external expectations and living a life that is aligned with our true calling. When we live according to the demands of society or the pressures of others, we are disconnected from our true selves, from the divine plan that is unfolding in our lives. However, when we choose to live in alignment with our purpose, we begin to experience a sense of flow and harmony. Life no longer feels like a struggle or a series of random events. It feels like a coherent, unfolding journey. This alignment is not about following a set path or adhering to a rigid set of rules. It is about being in tune with our inner guidance, with the divine spark that resides within us. When we are aligned with our purpose, we naturally attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences into our lives. We become magnets for the very things that will help us fulfill our divine calling. Living in alignment with our purpose also means embracing the present moment. So often we are consumed by worries about the future or regrets about the past, and in doing so, we miss the beauty and significance of the present moment. When we understand that we are divinely chosen, we realize that every moment is precious and that every experience is an opportunity to grow, learn, and align more deeply with our purpose. Each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to the fulfillment of our destiny. By staying present and focused, we begin to experience life as a series of interconnected events that are leading us toward our highest good. We stop looking for external validation or searching for meaning in things outside of ourselves, and instead we turn inward, trusting that the divine plan is unfolding perfectly. In embracing our divine purpose, we also begin to see the world around us through new eyes. We understand that every person we encounter is part of the divine tapestry, that every experience, no matter how seemingly insignificant, carries a deeper meaning. This understanding allows us to live with greater compassion, empathy, and understanding. We recognize that everyone is on their own unique journey and that each person is divinely chosen for their own purpose, just as we are. This realization removes judgment and division from our hearts, replacing it with a deep sense of unity and connection. we understand that we are all part of something much greater than ourselves. And as we align with our purpose, we are contributing to the greater good of humanity. The awareness of being divinely chosen also fosters a sense of community. As we begin to awaken to our own divine purpose, we naturally begin to connect with others who are on the same journey. There is a deep resonance, an unspoken understanding between those who are in touch with their higher calling. These connections are not based on superficial qualities or fleeting interests, but on a shared sense of purpose and mission. Together we form a collective energy that is greater than the sum of its parts. When we come together with others who are aligned with their purpose, we create a powerful force for positive change in the world. It is through this collective awakening that we can truly make a lasting impact, not only on our own lives, but on the world at large. In this divine awakening, we begin to understand that we are not meant to walk this path alone. We are part of a larger, interconnected network of individuals, each playing a unique role in the unfolding of the divine plan. The support and encouragement we receive from others who are walking similar paths help to strengthen and amplify our own journey. And just as we are supported, we are also called to support others. When we recognize that we are divinely chosen, we realize that our purpose is not just about our own growth and success. It is also about lifting others up, helping them to see their own divinity, and supporting them on their own journey. As we rise into our purpose, we naturally lift those around us, creating a wave of positive energy and transformation that spreads far beyond our immediate reach. Living in alignment with our divine purpose is not just about personal growth or success. It is about contributing to the greater good, to the collective awakening of humanity. Each of us plays a vital role in the unfolding of the divine plan. And when we embrace our purpose, we become active participants in a much larger, transformative process. It is through this understanding of our divinity that we can truly make a difference, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of everyone we encounter. The truth of being divinely chosen invites us to step into our power, to live with intention and purpose, and to contribute to the world in ways that will leave a lasting impact for generations to come. We are not here by accident. We are here with a divine purpose, and it is through the awakening to this truth that we can begin to create the life we were always meant to live. In the grand tapestry of life, you are not just a thread, you are a masterpiece, divinely chosen, placed here with a purpose beyond your wildest dreams. As you step into the power of your true identity, remember that you are part of something far greater than yourself. Your journey is not random, it is divinely orchestrated, filled with infinite potential. The challenges you face, the dreams you chase, and the gifts you carry, each one is a reflection of your unique purpose. So, I urge you to embrace this truth. You were born for greatness, chosen for a mission, and your time is now. No more playing small, no more doubting your worth. The world is waiting for you to rise, to step fully into the power and purpose that has always been within you. Your divine awakening is happening right now. Are you ready to answer the call? Embrace it, trust it, and know that you are not here by accident. You are here because the universe has chosen you. Now go out and live the extraordinary life you were always destined for.